Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. A Volvo station wagon parked in the Brashear Cemetery at 11:30 p.m. attracted the attention of Hopkins County deputies Thursday night. There they found two Silver Springs residents having intercourse, according to their report. That's not all that they found. After the couple put their clothes on, as advised by the deputies, they were asked to exit the vehicle. In the vehicle, a marijuana pipe was in plain view. The search of the vehicle located 2.7 grams of methamphetamine and other drug paraphernalia. Both of the individuals were placed in custody and transported to Hopkins County Jail. They're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, more than 1 gram but less than 4 grams. Each one is being held on a $25,000 bond. Wendy Ann Woo Woo Wilder, age 39, of Como, is in Hopkins County Jail after deputies were notified of 3 active warrants for her arrest. Wilder was arrested at her home in Como on warrants for credit card, debit card abuse. This is not her first trip to Hopkins County Jail. She's been charged with several possession of drugs and drug paraphernalia in the past.
Local musician Jack Phillips dropped by the studio to tell us about his nomination in the Josie Awards and his trip to Nashville this coming September, hopefully to pick up that award in the 12 and under category. It's not too late to nominate Jack yourself by going to josiemusicawards.com on the Fan Choice tab.
I have been nominated for the Josie Awards in Nashville, Tennessee.
Josie Awards.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a person named Josie?
Yes, her name is Josie.
Okay, Josie Passantino, I think.
Yeah.
So you talked with her on the phone?
I did, yes.
She called you for a radio interview?
Yes.
What did y'all talk about? And what was it live? Was it heard by lots of people?
It was live, yes.
What'd she ask you?
She asked me stuff like, who are my mentors? What am I most excited about for the Josie Awards? Stuff like that.
Okay. So, we don't really know much about the Josie Awards yet, but we're going to find out as September gets closer and closer. We know that you are nominated in the 12 and under age group.
Yes.
As Artist of the Year. And I think that looked like there were maybe 10 or 12 names in the nomination list. And then you get to go up there and walk down the red carpet.
Yeah.
What do you think it will be like?
It'll be awesome. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Kind of like strutting my stuff on the red carpet.
Okay, good. Well, there's lots to be done before September, though, because you are still traveling around.
Yes.
So tell us briefly about your summer.
It's been really packed. I've gone to 2 music camps. I've done gigs everywhere. But it was all worth the while. The only thing is I burnt a lot of fuel for my dad's new truck, so.
Do you have to pay for the fuel yet?
Oh, no, I'm so glad I do not.
Well, how many miles do you think?
I'd say about 12,000 so far.
And you just got the truck earlier this year.
Yes.
So y'all are still on the road a whole bunch.
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you a few things about where you play, how you play. The music camps now, of course, are instruction. Who do you take instruction from?
I take from people like Hank Singer, Bobby Flores, people like that.
Okay. Now, Hank Singer has come back to Texas, but he is big time.
Yes.
Yeah. A big time instrumentalist in lots of bands.
Yeah.
Bobby Flores, we know him just a little bit. Tell us about Bobby.
Bobby, he has his own recording label, Yellow Rose Records. He's just an amazing guy. He's nice, and he's really patient, which is good when he's working with people like me. So. Okay.
And he has a recording studio where you recorded your CD.
Yes.
Tell us the name of the CD.
Well, it's Jack Phillips. I didn't really come up with a name for it, so
Well, you really did, because you didn't need another name. It's your first, and there it is.
Yeah.
So people can order it. How can they get a hold of your CD?
They can either come to one of my shows if they're in the area, or they can go to my website, which is jackphillipsmusic.com. They can order it off of CD Baby too, if they want. If they want the hard copy, they can go to a show or just order it off my website. But if they want electronic, they can go to CD Baby.
Okay, good. And so when you're at a show, you have a merchandise table.
Yes.
Does somebody you know run the merchandise table?
Yep, somebody like Mom or Aunt Lisa.
Okay. And Dad drives the bus?
Or the truck, which is...
I hear that you have a wish to have a tour bus.
Yep. Wished I did.
I hear that you tried to talk someone out of one recently. Tell me about that.
I told him that I'd trade him 2 airplanes, my camper, and a hangar for that thing, and he still didn't go for it. I don't even know why. I mean, because that sounded like a pretty sweet deal.
Well, having those things might tie him down a little more than the tour bus. Maybe that's the situation you want to be in, a little more mobile.
Yeah.
I think you will be. You're on the road already to where you want to be, and that's what I want to ask you. How did you get started playing the fiddle?
Well, I got my first fiddle for Christmas. Started taking lessons from a lady in Winsboro, and that's pretty much where it started, because I'd been watching people like Jody Nix since I was a baby at Turkey.
So Jody Nix has been a big influence on your wish to play and perform.
Yes.
Do you think you sort of had this music in your head even before you started playing the instrument?
I think that's what it was, because, I mean, I could recognize songs before I even started playing them.
And why do you think you like country and western swing? And do you like other kinds of music?
Western swing and traditional country is probably all for me, because the newer stuff is just not what it used to. It's just not what country used to be, and it's just basically rock and roll with a little bit of steel guitar here and there.
So you like the traditional?
Yes.
What is it that you think appeals to people when they hear traditional country? What is it they want to do?
Well, usually they want to get out on the dance floor and they want to start dancing.
That gives people a lot of enjoyment, doesn't it?
It does. It gives me a lot of enjoyment when I'm not performing.
Okay. Well, I like what you do and your intention behind your music, because it seems like you play to the dancers. You always have the dance beat in mind.
Yes.
And you have opportunity to do that when you're playing a dance, like you get invited to play with bands that are putting on dances. Like this summer, have you done some of that?
I have some.
And then other times you're on a stage and it's just a concert or performance, but you still put those dance tunes in there.
Yeah, even though they can't really dance, because I don't think there's a lot of room in those aisles, they can still enjoy the music.
Sure they can, and it makes people happy. It lifts their hearts. Are you writing any music?
I am a little bit.
Tell me what you're writing.
Well, it's more of a traditional country kind of writing style, which is more like that Ray Price shuffle kind of beat.
Okay. Good for dancing.
Yeah.
What about your instruments? What are your favorite fiddles? And I think you own several.
Yeah, I own several fiddles, but probably overall my favorite is my 1917 fiddle from Dallas. It is an F.A. Senate, I believe.
Why do you like it?
It was just the tone. Most of the time, when you ask fiddlers why they bought that fiddle, they say the tone. But then again, it's like that with every instrument.
How did you find this fiddle?
I went to a guy in Fort Worth. His name is Larry Joyner. He does some fiddle work for some of the bigger fiddle players. I mean, I think he's got Delmore Sr. and people like that.
Okay.
He works on their fiddles.
So then, but you have do you call it a twin fiddle case or a two fiddle case?
Yes, double fiddle case.
So what else is in there?
My other fiddle is, I'd say, well, it's not really old. It's maybe 10 or 20 years old.
Okay.
It's still got a really good tone, though.
So when you pick up a fiddle and go to play it or use it, does one feel differently than another to your hands, or the ease that it plays?
Yes, not a lot of fiddles have the same kind of feel on their necks. So you can tell one fiddle apart from the other, even if they look identical.
Okay. So tell me now about your practice schedule. How do you practice?
Most of the time I just turn on Willie's Roadhouse, get out one of my fiddles, and have at it.
Maybe for a long time?
Yeah.
Maybe a few hours?
Sometimes I get that deep in the music.
Okay, so let's say you're traveling to South Texas, which you will be later this week, I think, or next week. Will you play on the way down there, like in the back seat or something?
I might. I have a little travel guitar that it's really shorter than regular guitars, so I can fit it in the truck without hitting somebody in the head.
Okay, good. Well, other instruments? What else do you like?
I play mandolin, guitar, stand-up bass, and a little bit of snare drum.
Okay. On your CD that you have out now, Jack Phillips, you play some of the instruments on some of the selections.
Yes.
Such as?
As we can mostly guess, I play fiddle on all the tracks. I played a little bit of guitar on track 3. I played mandolin on, I think it's 3 and 4.
Okay. Good. People need to get that CD, and they'll be well acquainted with the kind of music you love, which is possibly what they love too, and thought that young people weren't doing anymore, but they are wrong, because now we have Jack Phillips. Now, we want you to get that award in Nashville. If you don't get the Josie Award all of your own, the nomination experience and the travel to the big event, the awards event, is going to be worth all of it.
Yes.
Do you feel that way? How do you feel about it?
Well, even if I don't win, it'll still be a really great experience for me going to Nashville for the first time.
And people can still nominate you in the Fans' Choice Award through Monday.
Yes.
Can you tell me how you do it? You get on the website.
I think it's called Josie Music Awards, and you .com, and I think you go.
Then you click on nominations, and then over about 3 bars over, it says Fans' Choice.
Yes.
So then clicking on that, then it just guides you through. It's easy as pie. And they want you to make a comment about the person you're nominating, not just not six. Don't try to nominate you 60 times or something like that by just your name. They want quality comments about your work, and that's how they judge on that.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so everybody out there, please nominate Jack Phillips for the Josie Fans' Choice Award by going to the website josiemusicawards.com and following along there. For you, what is the biggest thrill of all of this in your life so far till now? And you're now 12?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd have to say that the biggest thrill is just being able to do what I do. It's really, I'm blessed to get to do what I do.
Is there anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, people like my parents, friends, instructors for putting up with me, people like that have really helped me along the way, like you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I think grandparents figure in there too, don't they?
Yep, they're definitely in there.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
Several weeks ago, Seattle Garfield, the Wildcats' expected football opponent at Gerald Prim Stadium on September 8th, had to break their contract with the Wildcats due to unforeseen circumstances. A replacement team was found. I talked with Wildcats football coach and athletic director Greg Owens Thursday. We also discussed Coach Owens attending a Texas High School Coaches Association conference in Houston this week, where former Wildcats football coach James Cameron was honored.
Last year we made a decision to go to Florida and play, and the second year the company we traveled with, their job was to find us an opponent for the next year, and we thought we had that secured with a team from Seattle. And just here of late, they had to break that contract to some unforeseen circumstances, and so we had to back off. Now we're trying to find somebody else to play. We have found a team now from Maryland, and so they'll bring a varsity team down and play us here in our stadium on that second playing date, which is September the 8th. And unfortunately, we're still looking for a JV. We were looking for somebody. We searched several places, but we ended up with Maryland because the other schools just couldn't secure and get it done. But they don't have a JV; they're just bringing a varsity. So we're still searching for a JV team for our kids to play on September the 7th. But don't know a whole lot about them. I think you know more than I do about them, but we've started trading some little video, and we'll start studying them here pretty soon and see what we've got to play. Just talking to the coach on the phone, pretty similar, but pretty similar styles of play and all that stuff. So it's not going to be lined up playing a wing team or something like that. That's going to be difficult to prepare for. So it'll be maybe difficult to prepare for their athletes, but it'll be still pretty basic offense and defense that we're used to seeing.
Well, very glad that they could make this kind of trip and tie everything together just kind of at the last moment.
And just hope we hang on to them.
Indeed. Isn't that going to be a special night? First home game in the Prim under the beautiful artificial turf. So everybody driving by the stadium just getting excited looking at it. And that's going to be a huge night, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be a great night. Open the stadium up, a lot of things planned, a lot of people to think. Just again to be in that venue and be able to be all there together and open it up. So we're hoping for a big night and opportunity to celebrate the new stadium.
All right, very good. That'll be our second game. We'll be on the road against Sherman to open everything up, and this will be game 2 then.
Correct.
All right. You've been in Houston to a conference and a very special event there with the enshrining of James Cameron in, I believe, the Hall of Fame for this group. Yeah,
it was a really nice thing to be down there for that. I mean, it was coaching school, a lot of lectures, a lot of stuff. I mean, it was he was one of the best ones I've been to, and we don't go every year. And I felt like I needed to go and represent our athletic department and see him when James was inducted there and be a part of that. But just as far as the clinic itself goes or the conference goes, really good stuff. School law, things to how they're changing, how they affect athletics. Those things, a lot of really good speakers on just the motivation of kids and what we're in this business for, what we're doing, and there were some good football talks along there as well. But it was just really good to do all that. And then it kind of wrapped up on Wednesday with a Hall of Honor induction of James Cameron, and so the high school Hall of Honor. So that was a special time. Joey Florence was there to receive that award and speak on his behalf. The family had asked him to do that. Chuck King and his wife came down. Dwayne McMeans and his wife were there. So it was really special. Some folks from Rockwall were there, from Kilgore, had friends from those places too that were there also to be there with the family and just to honor them. And it was a great deal, great honor, great career, great motivator, unique person. It was a special time. And also that ceremony, they give the coaches that won. We got to go to that ceremony in '09 after winning '08 state championship. And this last year we were also there for Andy Holt, who won a state championship in soccer. So he received a state championship ring in that ceremony as well. So it was kind of neat. A lot of folks there for unique purposes, and it was really fun to get around and see those guys.
Andy didn't cry or anything.
No, he didn't cry. They didn't let him speak. So he came and got his ring, and he did a great job. So he had a great year up there, and they're doing well.
All right. So it sounded like a real just full trip. You think about James Cameron. He touched, as you mentioned, all those areas. He touched coaches and players all over the state of Texas.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there were, I think, 3 or 4 tables there full of family and friends of James. And, his family obviously was there, and good to see them. And again, Joy did a great job of honoring him and speaking on his behalf and telling some great stories that they all recall. And he hit it on a home run on that deal. So it was really a special time.
Now you jump back into everything, and you're hoping all these facilities, especially the Prim, can be ready for that first home ball game and all the other things that are going on as the Edge wraps up and football camp next week and then sports beginning in a big way in next month. So.
Oh yeah, we've got a full plate. I'm telling you, August the 1st, volleyball, cross country, tennis, team tennis. They all start on the 1st. We wait till the 14th. Because of spring ball and football got pushed back. They wouldn't let football. It always has to start on the first Monday. And it all has to do with when the state championship game's on. They just kind of back that up from that point. It's just one of those weird calendar years that kind of kicks everything off. So there's a lot of anxious coaches, and everybody's wanting to start on the 1st with volleyball. We don't really understand why they let them start a little early either, but nonetheless, it's just how it all kind of broke down and it works out. And a lot of it has to do with the calendar and venues and all those kind of things that you had to reserve years in advance. So. But it'll be okay. So we're excited for our kiddos and all that stuff get going. Volleyball camp this week, and he had a little team camp over there with his kids, I think. Somebody come in with the varsity group and JV group, and Edge is going. Kids are kind of showing back up. It's coach, you're always mad one day. Where's this kid at? We say we want them to have a good time and enjoy their summer, but we want them here every day too, grinding. But then they're starting to show back up and looking good. They're in shape. They're getting excited, and we're excited. And so we're having meetings right now, coaching meetings, offense, defense, doing that stuff. And I spent 3 hours at the Prim this morning, working on just talking about stuff and final touches and, all the mayhem that's going into that. So today they got the glass in on the press box. The air conditioner's turned on. They're putting, the sound system, they're pulling wiring and all that kind of stuff, and still pouring concrete and making decisions out front about all those things. But it's good to see the bleachers up. The seats are in. Ticket sales go on sale next week.
Right.
Everybody's anxious about what's going to happen. Well, they're just going to, it's going to work out. Basically in the same seat, just move people up a little bit, and some people we had to move around just a little bit. So all those things will work out. There's plenty of seats, and it'll happen. So that stuff's also taking place. I don't know, it's busy. Telling you, it's busy. Softball stuff's happening, baseball field stuff's happening. So a lot of facilities. So our time is really, really precious to us right now. We're trying to get it all squeezed in, and before you know it, here we are. It's on us.
And going back to season tickets and all that kind of stuff, with the stands being 6 feet higher than they were, now the front row becomes a pretty good seat.
It's a great seat.
And everybody's got a good seat.
Everybody's got a good seat. The only thing about the front row is you may not get to see an out of bounds play right in front of the team on the 50, but you're going to see the numbers over, and it's not like everybody's in front of you anymore. It's really good. They're nice, great venue. It's going to really be special.
Next week is season ticket week for Wildcats football fans. It'll be taking place at the Media Center at Sulphur Springs High School. Patrons are asked to enter the high school at the Connolly Street entrance. Current ticket holders can renew their tickets Monday and Tuesday. Hours will be 8:15 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. Those who do not renew their tickets by the end of the business day Tuesday will lose those tickets. Ticket holders who have renewed their tickets may purchase additional tickets or seek upgrades on Wednesday from 8:15 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. All tickets left will then go on sale to the public on Thursday and Friday. Hours Thursday are 8:15 until 5:30 p.m. and Friday 8:15 a.m. until noon. The 5-game season ticket package cost $50. And interest in tickets is expected to be high this year, with Prim Stadium under renovation, including artificial turf, a new state-of-the-art press box, and what is expected to be better views for all ticket holders. Home games this year will feature games against the Avalon School of Maryland, also Paris, Pine Tree, Texas High, and Greenville.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.